We got a little rain last night and I'm excited. Things are popping up in the little garden. Can't remember if I told y'all or not, but I have downsized my garden tremendously. Used to go all the way out there to the other side of that trampoline. It was 2,260 square foot. Now it's about 620 square foot. But I have other areas I plant in. And right here, this whole area, I'm gonna do a 2 or 3 foot by 24 foot long bed, raised bed. A taller bed, not raised like that little bitty garlic bed, but an actual knee or thigh high, for me, I'm short, raised bed. I'm trying to let the garden rest pretty much. You see there's some weeds in there. I'll get those out soon. Probably today. But I've been putting chicken manure and pine shavings from the coops out here for the winter to feed the soil some nitrogen. And I kept myself a couple little rows that I've got cold hardy crops on. There's Mittens. Good morning, Mittens. And then I've got little peas planted on this trellis, and my eggplant is still going. And then of course I got weeds I got to deal with. Always weeds. But yes, I decided I'm getting too old to fight that big garden by myself. And I have got so much canned right now that I feel like this is enough space as far as in-ground gardening and, you know, tomatoes, things like that. Tomatoes and peppers, that's the main things that I really, really like to plant. I don't need 6 types of watermelon anymore, and nobody really does. But I've got raised little beds all over the place and plant containers that I plant in. So Mimsy's garden has way decreased. So now we're headed to the chicken coop. It's time to clean it out. These are the American breasts. They're growing. I got a work table out here, if you're wondering. I'm building myself shelves. I was going to do one long one, but I decided to do it in 2 pieces so I could handle it better. This will be for my greenhouse, for working my trays, and then I can catch the dirt underneath. So I got to build another one of those and get those mounted. But this morning, I'm gathering chicken manure for the garden and clean out their coop. And these are my tools of the trade: a long-handled litter box scooper and a putty knife. These birds know what this is about. I like to use this putty knife to try, move over ma'am, to keep my boards cleaned off as best as possible. Doesn't always get everything, but it does pretty good. And I'm ordering some chlorhexidine, I think is how you say it, or chlorhexidine. Gotta get a gallon of that just to keep all this stuff sprayed and sanitized the best as possible. Which, you know, it's not gonna be sanitized in a chicken coop, but it'll help keep any kind of germs down. And you see, that's where most of the poop gathers. You get a little bit out in the coop, but not much. It's mostly behind their rungs for their roosting bars, which is great. I love this sand method. I'm just going to tell you right now. You sprinkle a little lime in here and you don't have much odor. It's easy to clean. They get plenty of grit. It keeps the birds clean. Look at those blue legs. In here is 12 roosters, y'all. They're about 9.5 weeks old. So they're not aggressive acting or anything yet. And hopefully they're not. Late January, early February, I'll keep 2 roosters. And the rest are mine and my neighbor's freezers product. And that's what we got into the breasts for, is we wanted to try their meat, since there's so much rave review about it. We like that they laid eggs. The thing I do not like about these birds are, for the most part, they're pretty flighty. Even though I plan to butcher them, I still like to have a bird around that I can pet. Yesterday, some of them would sit on my knee for a second unless I moved. And then if I moved, it just freaked them out and they'd fly off. So they're a little bit too flighty. But that's Yankee Doodle right there in the middle, flapping his wings. Overall, they're a good bird. They're a pretty bird. They're a good size. That's Patriot. Patriot is, he's the big dog around here. So I'll probably keep him and Yankee Doodle. And then we have 11 hens, and we'll decide if we're going to keep all those or not between now and then. But back to chores. So you can see how easy this works. I just take my little scooper, just like if it was a giant litter box. Shake out some of the sand. A little bit gets in the bucket, but that's good. That's good for the garden too. But it cleans it up really nicely. And it gives me some fertilizer. But you see, it's not hard at all. I really like this method. So, for those of you that has asked about sand coops and what have you, I really recommend it. I'll show you in a minute, and y'all already know. My other coop is usually pine shavings, straw, and dirt. And it is a whole heck of a lot harder to keep clean than this is. As you can see, they're like a fresh, clean spot. Let's dirty this up as quick as we can. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Let's make it messy. In case you're wondering, this is a 12 by 20 carport that we enclosed. It took almost 5 tons of masonry sand is what I used. Now, I'm sure you can use a cheaper sand. I wouldn't advise beach sand or anything that's real dusty. But I used masonry sand. It was, here where I live, was $31.50 a ton. So it's not expensive for the sand. The delivery fee is what hits you. But it was worth it to me not to have to go get it myself. And I'm actually going to do the other coop the same way. Hopefully by spring it will be sand too, because this is just a way better way to go. Way better. Yep, I've stirred up some poop for them, and now they're picking at it. And this is the other one. I was working on it now, but you see, I get a good little bucket full of stuff. Nothing's wasted. And the birds look really good. Another great thing about this method is you could come out here and do it every day if you wanted to, and it wouldn't take 10 minutes or less. Or you can do it once a week, and it's still not going to take 10 minutes or less. So I usually wait a couple days. I don't always do it every single day. I do bring a chair out here and sit with them. It's just so they're used to me. You can see they're not really scared of me. But they are flighty nonetheless with sudden movements. So another thing you could do, and I'm probably going to do it, is get one of those bucket style pitchforks, and then just put some of this hardware cloth, attach it to the bottom, and have a giant sifter. So you can get a whole lot more space covered with one scoop than you could with my smaller one. I like the smaller one, but I can see the benefit of having a bigger one too for the bigger space. Isn't that right, baby? So this is the chicken run to the other coop, and you can see there's a lot of great soil out here, and they're always turning and digging, and I just come out here and shovel up what I want and take it out to the garden. And this is the inside, and you can see it's a lot messier. It's not near as clean. It's dusty. I want the sand. And then I have Louie in here, and he's a poop factory of his own self. So I like to scoop out what's underneath him and take it to the garden too. But like I said, this is just, compared to sand, sand's the way to go, y'all. This deep litter method, it's for the birds, literally. I've dwindled down my flock. And Hector's heck on the girls. So I'm going to be separating him out soon, give them a break. I've got 2 Somanis. One is a Somani Welsomer mix, and the other one's full Somani hen. Then I have the English Orpington. And I kept 3 of the white, pearl white leghorns. The other one's in the laying nesting box. I keep this cage out here in case one gets injured and I need a quick, you know, get it quick. So, but I was trying to get all these dwindled down and where I can just be able to know which hen is laying which egg, because I definitely want her, Ebony, the I am Somani's eggs. Especially with Hector, man. And the other pearl white leghorn, she's in here busy as a bee and wishing I'd leave her alone. So this is their roosting room. They've got bars. High bar, lower bar, medium bar. I only had 1 chicken out of this group that would even come in here to roost at night, because that's where she was roosting from the time I got her. And I sold her yesterday, her and 3 others, just trying to get this bunch down. When I get this full of sand, this will be the home of the Bielefelders. Girl, what are you doing in the cage? There's nothing in there for you. Come on out. Good girl. She's an English Orpington. And there's Bob. He's a stray. Well, my neighbor's teenage daughter says that it was her cat, but she doesn't want him, and that I could keep him. I told him if he stayed here, he was going to have to get fixed. He said, nah. He was skinny, and he likes to fight, but he hangs around. And as you can see, he's not skinny anymore, because nothing around here is skinny. Not at Mimi's. Mimsy's got all the animals fat and happy. All the people too. So I'm back out at the garden, and I'm gonna get rid of some of these weeds. And then I'm gonna pour this manure out here too. Doesn't take much. These weeds are pretty young. A few days. So I'll just scratch them up and let them stay there. Feed the soil. That's what I say. Feed the soil. I used to try to take every single bit out. And I do, depending on what it is. Some of that stuff, you just got to get it out. Because if you leave it to lay there, it's just going to take root again really fast. And that doesn't Doesn't suit my purpose. But we've been in a drought here. This ground is hard. Very hard. I'll probably end up putting some gypsum in here again before spring. Kind of condition the soil. But the main thing right now is loading it with nitrogen. And then in the spring, when I put the gypsum in, I'll put some lime in. Something about Southeast Mississippi gardens, they tend to require a good bit of lime. So, good thing that stuff's not very expensive and it's easy to get here. But just gonna take out the weeds and spread the manure. This mimosa grass is what I'm saying. You absolutely have to pull it out. You can't just leave it laying there. It's coming back every time. So that's better. And that's it for the garden for today. May go over there and plant some of these, or not plant, pick some of these eggplants. Get them in the freezer for some Parmesan later on. Got a few good sized ones. And it's still blooming, y'all. Don't know if we'll get any more from before the next frost, but I sure have gotten a lot off of these 3 little bushes. And there's still some more hanging there. Just gonna give it a couple more days. But it's done really well. It went all summer without doing anything. But the plant was pretty, so I just left it and kept thinking, well, it's not gonna produce. But then all of a sudden, at the end of summer, it started rocking and rolling. And I've been getting lots of eggplants off of it. Oh, I just noticed something. Got garlic already sprouting. Nice. See a little green in there. Just a little. It hadn't been in the ground very long. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. See you on the next one.